Who's got the hottest job? 217-629-7970. That's the phone number for you to chime in here live and local. Who has the hottest job? We've got that excessive heat warning with us until Wednesday evening with the temperature right now 82 degrees. Ugh. The heat index 88. Expect that heat index to get up to 106, if not more. But some of you, you're still going to work each and every day. And listen, I sit in air conditioning all day. All right, so if I step outside, I'm like, I'm going back inside. But some of you don't have that option, right? I mean, you're doing yard work. You're out there with a lawnscaping crew. You're out there doing construction. Maybe some of you are indoors, but you're in a industrial type setting. So I want to hear from you. What is the hottest job out there? Not as in like everybody's out snapping up the job. And I'm not talking about, those adult entertainers or anything like that. I'm talking about temperature. Who has the hottest job? 217-629-7970 is the phone number. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Hello, GB. Hey. Enjoy your show as always.
Awesome.
I think the hottest would be the asphalt guys who have to lay the asphalt on the highways and driveways and stuff like that, because that hot asphalt's over 300 degrees coming out, and then with it being 90 degrees plus and being on top of that and behind that paver, it is just horrible.
And those pavers are like heated up too, right? I mean, those rollers?
God, yes. Yeah, now in the summer they don't have to run the burners, but when it gets cooler they do. But I tell you, some of those guys have to wear special shoes just to walk on top of that asphalt so it doesn't burn the soles off their, tennies and all that stuff.
No kidding. Oh, boy.
Well, that's got to be one of the hottest, I would think, or even a concrete guy, anything to do with outside now. But the asphalt has to be the hottest as far as dealing with that hot heat all the time.
Well, yeah, the material is where a lot of the heat's coming from, because not only do you have to contend with the sun bearing down on you and the humidity all gross, and then you've got this material you're laying down so that we can all have nice, smooth roads, and they're getting just pummeled with the heat.
Then you got the people not wanting to slow down, going through the construction zones, and that ticks them off. So they're already hot and frustrated, and they lose their temper and everything else.
No kidding. No question.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate that. 217-629-7970. Who has the hottest job? I want to hear from you if you're in that field. I think poor old JC there. He talked about the asphalt pavers, or people out there working the concrete jobs. Who else out there has a pretty hot job? What about some of you with CWLP? You got to be in there inside the cavernous building of City Water, Light, and Power, making sure that the coal-fired power plant's operating. It gets pretty hot in there. I did take a tour of a coal-fired power plant last year. Was that last year? Yeah. And it was down south in southern Illinois, Prairie State Generation, and we walked around, and the minute you walk into once you get out of the nice air-conditioned comfort offices where they have all the gauges and they're looking at computer screens and making sure that they've got enough capacity and whatnot, the minute you walk into the major area where all the magic happens, it was sweltering. It was just, you start pouring sweat instantly. So I'd imagine that's a pretty hot job. I got to also imagine some of you welders out there. You've got to be thinking, oh, geez, you got the helmet on, you're messing with a torch, a variety of other things. But what are some of the hottest jobs out there? 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. And really, I think this is a way to appreciate those workers out there, especially with this excessive heat warning in effect until Wednesday evening. You've got workers out there who show up. Be it doing landscaping, be it construction, be it the asphalt pavers. What indeed is the hottest job out there? 217-629-7970. And again, this isn't about, which job has the most people flocking to it. No, I'm talking temperature, all right? Who has the hottest job out there? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Yes, my son is a commercial roofer, and right now he is him and his crew is putting a new roof on a prison down at a juvenile detention center in Rushville.
Man.
And
that's gotta be brutal. That's gotta be so brutal.
Absolutely. The best thing, though, is they do get to start quite early in the
sure.
morning so that they can be done early afternoon, but it's still got to be terrible.
Yeah, and I've had friends in the past who did roofing. They didn't last long. They'd show up to one job in the middle of summer, and then they'd be like, all right, I'm done. Let's be done with it. That's
So
incredible.
far, he's been hanging in there for
Good deal.
over 10 years,
Right
so
on.
I give him credit.
Good deal. No, and tell him we're all thinking about him and his crew, all right?
Thank you.
Appreciate that. 217-629-7970. Who has the hottest job? I also got to think, those working in kitchens right now. You're hearing in the news that Charlie Parker's is actually not opening today. They have a malfunctioning air conditioner in their kitchen. And you got to think that if you're in there frying, you're flipping pancakes, you're flipping burgers, making people their lunch, making people their breakfast, that temperature increases quite a bit even with the AC on. So who's got the hottest jobs out there? Good morning. You're on WMAY. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I worked in a glass factory, and that was the most hottest job I ever had when I was a young guy.
My gosh.
And the temperatures were just unbearable. They just had a little bit of air blowing in a booth on you, and that's where you can cool off.
A glass factory. Where was this at?
That was in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, Kerr Glass.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, though. I bet that was an experience. Did it change during the winter months at all? Was it more bearable?
No, not a bit. It was a temperature all the time.
Was there any time that you guys were told, okay, we just can't work?
No, never was. You had to work.
Right on. I appreciate that. A glass factory. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I would imagine any factory is probably pretty brutal, but a glass factory, I mean, you're talking foundries. You're talking they got to heat all that sand up, and they got to melt that glass, and that's just the temperature gets out of control. I've got a friend who works at a refinery. I think that's probably a pretty hot job, especially these times of year. But what is the hottest job out there? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Hey, Greg.
Yo.
Just want to give a shout out to everybody like me who's out here working HVAC.
Oh, yeah. Without you guys, we'd all be in bad condition.
Yep, and we're up in the attics, and we're out in the sun, and show them some love, because we're getting our butts kicked.
Absolutely. You guys are sent from the Lord. That's for sure, because you got the knowledge to be able to quickly get that thing turned back on so that we can sit in comfort while you guys run around and sweat your tails off. I can't imagine. You guys got to be so stupid busy right now.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, GB.
I appreciate that. Good stuff. All right. So, yeah, the hottest jobs. We've heard just from that, the HVAC guys, a glass factory worker, roofers. I didn't even think about roofers, but that's a good one. That's got to be hot. Also, just the guys working asphalt out there, construction, yard work, and so on. While I sit here in an air-conditioned studio, I even dropped the air down to 68 degrees. Hopefully management doesn't get too mad. But, yeah, be safe out there, okay? Some tips. Stay hydrated. Get out of the sun. Wear sunscreen. You heard the roofers. They typically try to get done at an early part of the afternoon, right before it gets the hottest. But we do have that excessive heat warning in effect. Let's do everything we can to stay cool, even for those who have the hottest jobs. Who does have the hottest job? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
About cemetery caretakers.
Ooh, cemetery caretakers. That's got to be
graves and
yeah.
burying and doing all the stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can imagine that that has got to be not just an emotional job, but
Right.
also this time of year, very, very, very hot because that job
I have a
has to
son
be
out
done.
I have a son who works out at Camp Butler,
Wow.
and the pride he takes in doing what he does.
Absolutely.
All those people out there, but without any cemetery, but to be able to have served and then to be able to still serve people in their final moments in their family.
That's incredible. I appreciate that. Thanks for the call on that. And hats off to all of those out there who are in some pretty hot conditions, doing the work that needs to be done. Who has the hottest job with this excessive heat warning in effect? Greatly appreciate all the calls on that. And do what you can to appreciate those workers out there who are probably losing about a good 10 pounds just from sweat today. Which, that maybe I need to go and sweat that out myself, but I'll just hang out in the air conditioning. All right, appreciate everybody's chiming in on this. It's I think important to recognize that there are some jobs out there that are just sweltering hot, especially with this excessive heat warning.